Hi, this is Jeremy from the Millionaire Migrant. I have 4 passports. My kids are on their way to exceeding that and getting many more. I also have multiple residencies, so do they, but I also have other assets and benefits that I believe that I'm going to be sharing to the next generation so that they can take further advantage of all the opportunities you can in the world, much like all of our customers and clients at Millionaire Migrant. Why raise global citizens? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because the world is becoming much more borderless, especially that it's being accelerated by AI and other technologies. But it's also for those people who have the skills, who have the capital, and are generally quite mobile. I'm talking mobile in terms of geography, in terms of wealth, and socially mobile as well. That's something that people often leave out. The future belongs to those who adapt, who master, who conquer, and start to monetize all of the potential that they can achieve, as well as the existing talent that they have. Raising global citizen is about giving your child more than just a passport. It's about giving them a mindset. It's about shaping them and having them fully prepared for the future. The world is changing so rapidly. If 2024, with all the elections and conflicts that were going on, is the most that ever happened in history by both metrics, and they both happen at the same time. And this is not really changing. If anything, with Trump in charge, it's going to be a rocky few years. But economies are shifting. Remote work is coming in every single day. Everyone is being able to work from home and be location independent. You have geopolitical volatility. You can be nationally locked in at any time that there's a pandemic or any time that the person in charge wants to create martial law. You've got all these different components coming in, and so you need to be able to be prepared to navigate this either on the defensive or on the offensive as well, which is what I'm doing. I'm preparing my kids for the future. So there's many different parts of being a global citizen, and it's not just acquiring passports. That is one part of it. So you can get that nationality through birth, through marriage, through residency, through investment, through descendancy as well. So you've got all these different options, but it's also about being able to be comfortable in different languages. So for example, my kids speak 3 languages. They're getting a bit better. I'd like them to learn Arabic and maybe one other language as well. But the thing is that I want them to be able to be comfortable in any environment, any part of the world. My personal story was that I grew up in a very normal English household. A bit different because of my parents' situation, but generally my entourage and exposure was very normal. And then I ended up working for a French company, and the people in this French company were all privately educated, bourgeois, really like high-end guys who mix in a circle that I hadn't even tried sushi until I met these guys, and I realized that they eat sushi almost every day. My kids have sushi for their 6th birthday. So the fact is that I ended up getting exposure to a circle that had a profound impact on the way that I do business and the way that I dress and so many other things. But it got me really thinking worldly. And this only happened because I happen to speak French, and though I got exposure to a French company. So language is important. Schooling, cultural exposure. My kids have been to many countries. My oldest now, I think he's been to 16 countries. Probably the ones that he went when he was too young, he can't remember. But we went this year so far as a family. Already this year, we've been to Georgia, Turkey that I can think of. But the rest of this year, we're going to the US, the UK, Europe. I think that's where they're going. I'm going to go to other countries as well. But this is really important for them to understand different foods, cultures, religions. And I've been like this. I've been voraciously exposing myself to the world and traveling the world. I've traveled to almost 100 countries. I would have traveled more, but kids get in the way. But this is really important for your awareness about how to do business and how to create relationships and to find friendships in different parts of the world. You've got residency and citizenship, and this is something we are residents in different countries. But my kids for a long time thought they were Portuguese because they were so young when they were in Portugal. They thought that they were Portuguese. I had to explain to them, it's like, no, you're residents of Portugal, but your nationalities are different. The social environment, I get them to be. The great thing about the UAE is that the school that they're in, any school that you go in the UAE, is going to be very blended and very mixed with different nationalities in there. And so they pick up words, they pick up traditions. We go to, they go to their kids' parties and play dates, and we see different parts of the culture there. So I think this is, and neighbors as well, as another case in point. Travel for me is it's the one thing that I just don't sacrifice in my life. Everything I do, if I push myself to be a little bit better, it's not because I want to be famous. It's not because I want to, I'm successful. And it's not to make more money. It's about travel. Travel is what's just been with me. I had never really traveled that much until I was 18, and then 18 I just got the bug, and I've just been on that bug ever since. I just love getting on a plane. I love exploring places. I love it being adventurous, and for me this is something that is really, this is what you need to do. You're not going to be culturally aware if you can't travel. So I bring my kids with me as much as I can. When they're old enough to come and join with me on more business trips, I'll take them. The other places which are a little bit how should I say spicy, like Africa, I need to get the permission slip from the mum, the boss, but for now I'm trying to take them as many countries as possible, and they really enjoy it. The mindset and the values, this is something which doesn't necessarily require travel or multiple passports or residencies, but this is something that I'm really big on, because I find that we are, as generations change, I hear this whole expression, soft life, all the time. I don't want my kids to have a soft life, because you will never get really anywhere with soft life. There has to be some hardship if you really want to be able to get through what is a society that is becoming more and more polarized. We're becoming more divided. The cost of living is separating people. And to be prepared for this, I'm really pushing them towards different challenges as much as I can as a parent. But there's ways to make it fun as well. So rather than just giving them iPad and seeing what will happen, I'm strongly against this. They get barely any iPad time whatsoever, and that will never change. I will never buckle into this, because there are other things that you can do to get them stimulated and educated. Crosswords, chess, to name but two things that spring to mind right now. Then you have family structure and planning. And again, this is another existential challenge that we're facing as a society, is we are starting to see, unfortunately, the family structure, I wouldn't say erode. I can't really think of another word. This is something that comes from a lack of structure, I would say. One of the best things that has really happened to me is marrying a Latina. There's a lot of non-compromises within marrying in Latin culture and society. What I've realized about that part of the world, there's a lot of things that obviously they have that I perceive as a negative, but there are a lot of positives. And the positive is that it's a country that has never, it's a continent that hasn't really reached its optimum potential. And the reason being is that they're just not that incentivized to really hustle and grind as much. And I'm sorry if I generalize this, but there is an underlying culture which is enjoy life. And that's not a negative, that's a positive thing. So they're all about family and leisure first. And that's one of the reasons why South America has never really become, it has all the natural resources, it has relatively politically stable, it has so much potential, the people there, the talent as well, but they are just happy being happy. And that is something that I never really thought of at the time, but now having kids who are half Colombian, my wife is South American, and just her family and her friends, this is really important, because if you really want to be an alpha entrepreneur, an alpha businessman, an alpha investor, as I probably am, you also need that balance. You need that yin and yang. And it's really important to me. And I really appreciate it. And I think it's really helped me probably in a subliminal way to achieve what I have achieved. And I know a lot of people go to South America and they go there because, for dating or for the lifestyle or for different reasons. But I think it's something that is attracting a lot of traffic, a lot of interest, online traffic and physical traffic. I know that you have all this passport bros stuff that's going on. I mean, I went there, 15 years ago. Maybe I was one of the original passport bros. I don't know. But I hope that it's for genuine reasons as opposed for less genuine reasons. But this is something that I think really helped, and we're really aligned. My wife and I were really aligned. She's a fantastic mother. She's an incredible mother, and that has really helped me, because I know that she's really good at that and I'm really good at this, and we make a really good team. And we are trying to, and I think that we are trying still to be the best parents we can to raise our children as global citizens. And I would like one day for them, when they're old enough, to come and start doing chores in the office, because we have enough people in our entourage at home to do a lot of the chores. So I would like them to be in the office and start to understand how the world works, how money works, how people work, and also pick up a little bit of Arabic and other languages, because we have multiple people in the office from different cultures, different parts of the world who speak different languages, Tagalog, Hindi, to name other languages. So that's where I am. That's my personal view on raising a family of global citizens. I'd love to know your thoughts. Maybe I will you don't agree with me, you might think differently, but I think it's really, really important. And unfortunately, it's just the way the world is going. Thanks very much for watching. Go to millionairemigrant.com if you would like to get more education. We're going to be giving as much as we can on that platform to be able to help you using all the resources that I'm very fortunate to have at my disposal and share it with you all. Thanks very much. I'll see you in the next video.